Well, hello Electroheads. There are a lot of really crap scooters in the world, aren't there? But I'm really interested in the scooter as a mobility solution because I think it can get people from A to B in a way that's way more accessible, low barrier to entry, affordable, and a good low carbon alternative to things like cars. So this is the first scooter in ages that's caught my eye. I get emails all the time asking me to review scooters, and this is the first one in about 2 years that I've actually wanted to do. It's the iSinwheel S10 Max. It's about £500 and the spec is really impressive for what it is. Despite these being illegal still in the UK, I really wanted to have a look at this one and review it. So here it is. It's a really interesting scooter for the price. And look, I'm not really interested in cheap 250 quid, 300 quid commuting scooters because I think they can be dangerous. I'm not really interested in the 2000 watt incredibly capable scooters because I also think they are dangerous for pedestrians and they shouldn't be used in the sort of situations that I'm going to be talking about today. I think it's only a matter of time until these things are legal if we start riding safe, good, decent scooters like this. So I really wanted to just get this one in and do my first scooter review in a while. So without further ado, I can't talk. Let's go. With dual disc brakes, dual suspension and thick tread 10-inch tyres, this should be a very comfortable scooter to ride and a very safe scooter to ride, but we'll test that out later. The display is large and bright and all of the controls such as changing power levels or turning the lights on are activated through the on-off button. The chunky ergonomic handlebars look comfortable, a feature that I think is overlooked on a lot of scooters, and I'm a big fan of a wide footplate. My favourite thing, we've got turn signals on the front and back of the scooter, and I think it's a great feature. There's also a rear brake light that flashes under braking. Smart. The scooter has a 1000 watt peak power brushless motor with 75 Newton meters of torque, which when used in full power mode can get up to 28 miles per hour very swiftly and climb inclines of up to 35%. It can also be limited to 250 watts and 15.5 miles per hour to be compliant with EU scooter regs. It has an impressive range of up to 37 miles, though I suspect on full power mode with a rider of my size that would be more like 20. But let's take it out for a spin, shall we? So why is this the first scooter that I've decided to review in a while? Well, I think this is how all scooters should be, to be honest. It's got a really good spec for the price. So nice, wide footboard, which I think is something that all scooters need. Wide enough to be stable whilst also just about narrow enough to still be nimble. Thick tread 10-inch tyres, which feel really sturdy underfoot. But again, still a good bit of potential for cornering and handling. Double suspension, which is really good. You can really bounce up and down on this thing and it really soaks it up, I have to say. And indicators as well. You know, actually on this, you've got the indicators right here and they're actually pretty good. So now this light here is flashing and I turn it off and it stops. Integrated front light as well. Oh, and a bell. So I think it's got just about everything that you could want in an urban commuting scooter, and I think this is the kind of thing we need if we are going to actually get scooters legalised in the UK. But it's the kind of thing that you need anywhere in the world so that pedestrians are safe around scooters. You can see where the scooter is going, and I think this sort of scooter encourages people to ride responsibly, and it's also safe for the user of the scooter as well, which is really important. So I am impressed by this, especially for the price of 550 quid, I have to say. It's worth noting that the iSinwheel S10 Max is available pretty much worldwide, and having ridden my fair share of scooters over in the US, I think this would be a great option for US cities and suburban areas. It's a pleasant scooter to ride in the limited speed mode and a hell of a lot of fun in the high speed mode. It really does handle wet bumpy trails pretty easily and with no pain in my wrist after 45 minutes of constant riding. And on the tarmac, it's like being on a magic carpet. The brakes and throttle are responsive, it just works how you'd expect. Okay, and what about the cons of this scooter? Because there definitely are some cons, like the heavy weight of 23 kilos, for example. That's because it does have a big motor and that is really useful. That said, when it's in the speed limited mode of 15.5 miles an hour for the EU, that weight does make it slightly sluggish, so it struggles a bit on hill climbs. And look, that's not because it's underpowered, it's because when you reduce it down to the 15.5 mile an hour limit, it's basically a 250 watt EU legal scooter, which are usually around 15 or 16 kilos, except this one is 23 kilos. So reducing the output of the motor doesn't reduce the weight. But look, overall, it's a really impressive scooter for the price. I'm on a bit of off-road trail now. It's handling it absolutely fine. So yeah, when you get into that kind of 1000 watt territory, it is fast. 28 miles an hour is about as fast as I'd ever want to go on a scooter. I'm not a fan of anything much faster than that. I would argue that's overly capable for what we need, particularly in like the UK and most of Europe in terms of speed. But I think for a lot of the US, that does open it up to being a bit more useful in those kind of wider, more openly built cities and suburban areas. So I do understand that 30 mile an hour speed has its uses, but more than anything for me, I would set the speed at about 20 miles an hour and just use the power to get up and down hills, because that really is where it shines on that higher power mode. So one thing I did want to test is the claim on the iSinwheel website that the scooter can be folded down in 3 seconds. That seems pretty fast to me, but folding speed is an important consideration for those who are combining a scooter commute with time on a train or a bus. So let's give it a go. 3, 2, 1. The first thing I did there was adjust the latch, which secures the handlebars to the base of the scooter, meaning you can pick it up. Then I unlocked the dual latching system on the stem, so now I have to try and get the square latch into the corresponding part on the scooter's base. But the latch is stiff and the corresponding gap is quite small, making this a finicky exercise. I'm sure this will loosen over time, but when it's fresh out of the box, it is tough work. So overall, not quite 3 seconds, more like 14, but maybe someone more dexterous could do it quicker. Right then, Electroheads, thank you so much for watching this. This scooter is available all around the world. I will put a link in the description for more information if you want to go ahead and purchase it. This is a good, robust scooter that I felt really safe on, and I really can't say that about a lot of the £500, $500 kind of price range scooters that I ride. So look, really impressed by this. Thank you for watching thus far, and please do subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I know we don't do a lot of scooter stuff, but you can bet your bottom dollar the second it becomes legal in the UK, we'll be doing a lot more. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.